Alright, good evening. Welcome back to In the Khud. We have Ahana on our screen, and this is 28th April 2023, 6:50 p.m. And for obvious reasons, I'm running late. So what do I have to document today? Now today, the entire day, I made no progress in the 3D project. Oh my god. Wait, let me shut this auto hotkey script. Yep. So today, the entire day, I made no progress in the 3D project because for the full-time job itself, I was asked to work on another edit. It was sort of fun to work on that edit actually. It's been a while that I worked on an edit like this, and I'll show that video. But before that, continuing the trail with Mr. Tudor Nicolo from CG Dive. He replied to me, he's saying actually 6 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what time that is in his time zone, but anyway, glad to hear you could solve some of the problems. I tested your file, does work for me. You have to unhide layer 29, see image below. That will show deform bones, and you can control click on them and you can select the vertex group. Hope this helps. So control click does work. It's just that you're selecting the rig controls and not the deforming bones. Thought I clarify. And this is where I believe knowing the fundamentals of how something works is very important, because this layer structure, like over here, what this does, I never quite understood what these layers do, and I would hear him, CG Dive, in his tutorials say that layer 29 is for deforming bones, and the way you see it is you go into edit preferences, and there was somewhere tooltip. Yeah, user tooltips and Python tooltips, and now when you hover over here, you should see layer 30 at the end, and this is layer 31. And this here is layer 29. This layer here has the deforming bones. Some layer, the layer I was on had, again I have to watch tutorials and I have to understand what layer is where. I am in, over here you see layer 29, and you select in the edit mode, in the object mode, select the armature, select the mesh, weight paint, and now look at that, you say Ctrl+click, and you can see the weight associated of the bones on the mesh. But the only thing is you can't move it. Okay, I think I can probably figure that out. So the Ctrl+click problem is solved. It had to do with being in the armature and figuring these things out. I was seeing the tutorials by CG Dive on where he goes about explaining what these layers are, and then he also explains how inside Rigify you can set up your own custom layers over here, like have different bone groups, and you can set things up the way you want. So inside, I think you'll have to select the meta rig. Yeah, Rigify bone groups. Why can't I go down? Yeah. So over here, whatever you add, this will come in the UI over here with the armature, which is amazing, right? And I want to really sit and practice that, but as I said, I didn't quite get the time to do that today. So that was the Blender progress. Thank you so much, Tudor. Very, very grateful for your help, and I'm going to reply to your email once I get a little free. आके करूँगा अभी नहीं, अलग से भेज दिया, ठीक है. So that takes care of that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and play this edit that I made. VLC can start normally. The very important thing of any video, for it to get that completion, that resolution at the end, it should end where the actual song ends, the music where it ends. So just quickly going through the video, you see primarily the most important part of this video is not the animation or anything to do with the video and the effects or anything. It is the design. So there's a lot of work that I've done in the design of things here. So if I would just show you my After Effects project over here, like with this little, I was just given these assets to work with. So over here you see I've used guides and made sure that everything fits in. So this is bold, and this is bold, semi-bold, and this is light, or even this is the same weight, I think, but I have flipped and I've done this a lot of times, like flipping the stroke and the color, so it gives that very fancy kind of trendy thing to it. So here you see this is the design on every single slate. If you see, placing this piece of text in the way that it is placed is the major part of this video. So that, as a matter of fact, is not got anything to do with the video, but if you're a video creator, this is just expected out of you, and this is something I've learned over time. Like earlier I used to feel like this is a design thing and a designer should be helping for it, especially in an agency environment where there are different teams of people working towards a project. But now that I've worked enough in video, I understand that this is something that has to come from the video person. So as a video editor, video creator, you're expected to have basic design aesthetic knowledge. Like for example, pounds should be smaller, this is a color scheme I'm using, and all of that. Again, if I keep going ahead, here you see I have done rotoscoping with this little plant, and I'm not going to try and play it because rotoscoping in After Effects, I don't have a very good track record, and I've also applied lumetri on top of these, so it's gonna pretty much throw up. But you see, yeah, even here the same thing, having the design, like the way these elements are supposed to be on screen, that was important. Again, here I've used some basic layer styles with outer glow on the layers, and those the text animations themselves are very simple. They're all text counters, like simple sliders going up. Over here again you see an outer glow. Then over here, this is one interesting effect that I did, and it's very easy to achieve. Actually, there are two copies of the word scholarships. Okay, now the one with only the stroke is track matting, and I don't know why After Effects does this weird thing where I can't like expand this. The one with the stroke is track matte, as in it should only show where there is a subject, and exactly opposite, inverse track matte to the one with the fill, right? So this gives a very nice interesting look, and I think I saw it in one video on YouTube and I was like, man, this is such a cool effect. So yeah, some very, very simple things here. Again, here placing the text in the way it should, again here, and that continues throughout the video. Now one thing very important is this thing you see here, the kind of highlight that is happening. I have not animated this. This is something I have made myself, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how that is made. You have to actually use OBS to make it. I don't know, wait, I will show you. So what I did is I just put a green screen on, this is Photoshop. I put a green screen, made my tab full screen, and on OBS I am recording this, right? It's on my other screen, you can't see it. So basically you come in here, you take a new layer, you take your brush tool, and you just do this. This is what I've done. I've done this kind of thing, recorded my screen, and that was that. And I think this is how, you know, on YouTube you see all these overlay videos. This is, I think, how they make it, like some squiggly or something. I figured this is the best way to do it, because how would you go about animating like an already existing vector or image? Doing masks and something would be very weird, or not even look so natural. Then once that was done, I brought in the video here. I have to like organize the project, it's all over the place. Yeah, I brought this here, I made a mask on it. So if I was to remove the mask, this is the whole video, and of course there is a key light effect on it and a fill effect. Fill effect is you can basically change whatever color you wanted. So initially this is how the thing will come, the screen recording. You put key light on it, remove the green color, and you mask it. I've removed that mask, and you add a fill effect to it. Fill, then you can just make it, you can make it pink, whatever color you want. So that was one nice thing that I did as an additional touch, and overall I'm pretty happy with the way this edit has come out. I mean, considering the fact that I spent the whole day, like the entire day, working on it today, could not work on anything else. The 3D project is just where it is, and I've put this video out. There hasn't been any negative feedback. In fact, people seem to really like it because it flows, like the flow of the video is pretty cool, like it's stomp, and of course all these design things that I showed you. It's a pretty cool thing. So April reflections, I'm working on my reflections, power of manifestation, everything. I will document this at some point. Woke up at 4 today, watched CG dive tutorials. I think I want to continue documenting what time I woke up at, because that continues to show in the vlog that my life has had a very strong structure, especially in the recent past, because I look at my In the Khud videos from like 7 a.m. When I started it, like last year, July, August, even up until December, before I got to the nickname and divine intervention. There's this video which is like the transition point. when I got the Amrit Vela part in my life. Very, very fortunate for it. Before that, I can see my life being very sporadic. I'm sometimes getting up at 5:30, sometimes at 6:30, sometimes at 8:30, 10:30. And right now in life, I'm at a point where I cannot imagine not getting up at Amrit Vela, like any time between beyond 4:15, 4:20. I cannot imagine waking up, because that would mean that the Nitnem part will suffer, and that is not something that can happen. And then of course, then post that, the way I go ahead with the day is something that is very flexible. I can either sleep, I can work on some things, I can just take my time to do whatever I want to, but getting up at that time is extremely important. I'm trying to continue the habit of documenting I woke up at this time, because it becomes a little redundant saying the same thing over and over, but there is value in it. So some Storm template referencing, I did watch a few templates, but I end up using no templates. So this entire edit you see was vanilla made by myself. No templates were used whatsoever. Over the weekend, I'm planning to do obviously a lot of Blender and a lot of Rigify and a lot of human generator and a lot of beautiful things. And Monday is a holiday from the full-time job, which is amazing. So get one more day to work on the 3D project. And yeah, that is where we're at. I think the exposure is a little high, but it doesn't matter. We've hit just under 15 minutes. So thank you so much for being in the Khud. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.